Hello and welcome to Channel Sport on Sunday. I'm Ken Ochonogo. At times like this, you look at the weekend and you ask yourself, can it get better? Can it better in terms of world sports? But for us Nigerians, we went, we saw, and we were conquered. Because as you come back from the World Athletics Championship with all the controversy surrounding Tobi Amusan's qualification before the championship started, it has now come to the extent that, yes, when you check the table, well, we should be able to give you that table. When you check the table, when you check the table, you're going to see that Nigeria is not yet there. Nigeria is not yet there because there is no bronze, there is no silver, and then there is no gold. But we do expect that it will be. It will get better. I am just the picture, the events of what is going on right there in Budapest, where some nations are doing so well, some athletes are breaking those records, are achieving double records, winning the 1,500 and 5,000 together, trying to break the world pole vault record, the Americans telling us that, they are the kings and queens of the relays. The Jamaica versus the Americans. Shakari versus Sherika. Oh, my God, I love that. A lot of these things are happening there. For the neutrals, it has been a great athletics championship, and it continues to be so. Budapest is so sweet, so beautiful that, I don't know that, athletics are holding this spellbound, for days, and then you won't get bored. But for us Nigerians, like I said, it was the story. It's like we have to start again. It is a replica. It is a repeat. It is an encore of what happened in 2012 in London when we went there and came back empty-handed. But I mean, thank God we have a new sports ministry. Yes, a new sports ministry with a new sports minister. So he is the de facto sports minister. So let's say if we can start from the very beginning, if we can look at, okay, fine, apart, winning medals, winning trophies, going to, championships and excelling and being there, put your country in the world map, no better image launderer than that. But then, like we say, the most important thing is having sport as an industry. Because if we have a sport industry, there will be a lot of sponsors. If we have sponsors, there will be fund. If we have fund, they will be able to manage, our athletes and then put them there. Not just managing them at the level, but from the grassroots. Enough scouting, enough identification of talents, enough grooming, and enough training. The grants will have to be there. The schools have to be funded. Researchers have to be there. Psychologists have to be trained. So a lot of these things go into having a sport industry. But the most important thing is you have a career path. That I want to major into sports. It is not a question of part-time. If I go into this, then I have a lifetime career, that is sustainable, to whatever my needs and that of my families, are or will be. So that is where we are saying, and that is why we're saying, okay, the new sport minister, this is what we're asking you to do. Don't be in a hurry. People are going to push you. Okay, they want to put this, and Nigeria didn't get any gold. No, that should not be your take. Like we said, there are a lot of the documents that have been done, a lot of meets, the researches, and then had the retreats, and also the commissioned works on, the basics of what Nigerian sports should look like in the next 20, 25 to 50 years. So all you have to do is dust it up and get some competent individuals, square pegs in square holes, round pegs in round holes, put them there and let us get moving now. Don't be pushed. You have 4 years by His grace to achieve what you want to achieve, and then let us see where we want to go to. So we'll talk about a whole lot about that. Jimmy followed that a lot, so we'll look at it there, but there are some interests that they have that I don't have. So probably personal interest might clash while we look at that. But then away from that, you cannot run away from this actually. It has been about Rubiales. I don't know. I used to love this guy so much, because from where he started from, the constituency of the players union in Spain, from where he rose to the top, his defiance when the players said, "We do not want this man to manage us," kind of say, change the coach before the World Cup. He stood his ground, and that is what it is. But now the thing has changed because it is those same persons that he has just brought that, you know, a 1 minute indiscretion. Is it a minute or a second? We don't know what really transpired within that period. Did they talk? Did it happen? But right now, FIFA says, go and rest for 90 days. 81 players, you know, the entire squad that went to the World Cup that became the world champions, they said, right now, it is time for you to go. So basically, we do not know. The Spanish government are about this, they are going to prosecute. But then also, that is where the dials are, because also the Spanish FA, they want to produce, you know, about herself, that she lied, because what she told the world is not actually what transpired. But then, now that we can read lips, we're going to find out exactly what really happened. Boxing, the USIC says, okay, after so much rustiness is back. Right now, I mean, the heavyweights, whatever it is so boring. I'm sorry to say, but it is boring. When the Muhammad Ali's, when the Ken Nortons, when the Joe Frizers were fighting, a champion fights at least 3 to 4 times a year. But right now, they will arrange one fight, and then they will discuss, and these terms or no that terms, they just there. I mean, when was the last time Joshua fought? When was the last time that Tyson Fury fought? When was the last, USIC, since the last time he fought Joshua? These are just fighting. So, I mean, what are they doing there? They are just playing politics. They are just looking for money, and they don't want to sweat it out. You just want to have one fight. Deontay Wilder, since he lost to Tyson Fury, I think maybe just one fight. So what are we doing there? If they don't want to fight, they let them just sit down somewhere and let the lower people come in there. That is my take on it. I don't know what it is, because I grew up loving boxing so much. I grew up watching boxing in Nigeria. Even in the Nigerian scene then, I mean, I tell you this, in the lightweight, then light heavyweight, Lat Darasin, Hogan Jimo, you know, fighting the Dele Jonathan, you know, and a whole lot of them, they gave us joy to watch. But this is, let us not talk too much. Let us go into the show. I have my guys in the house. We'll look at also, we look at the transfer season that is always coming, that is coming to an end in a few days' time. And let's see who has made the best signing. You know, maybe Theo will tell us that. And then in tennis also, who are the new buff? The US Open is just by the corner. People have, you know, let us look at the crystal ball and look if it is going to be another Alcaraz versus Djokovic. Some guys may not agree with me, but Djokovic, you can imagine, at 26 years, you know, he's almost there, 16 years different between himself and Alcaraz. He has got the rivalries with the older ones. He's having the rivalries with the 3 generations. Where can you take? Let me start with Jimmy. What does he got to say about that? Jimmy.
Always a pleasure to be here, and I think it's actually interesting that you start from the Alcaraz-Djokovic situation, a situation which, you know, we are at different ends. I think only Theo is neutral. I don't know why. But what I find the most interesting is the fact that we're having a duopoly in tennis, almost similar to Ronaldo and Messi. But the difference here is the age, definitely. But we've seen clearly that the 2 of them are class above the others. They are by far the 2 best players on the circuit at this point in time. And it's never been better defined than even the clashes, you know, at slams and also Grand Slams and also ATP Masters, yes, and all that. I think it's great to see. And what I basically feel is Alcaraz has come of age. He's come to take Novak's title. But one beautiful thing about Novak is he's not going to let go easily. At a point in time, Sampras took the title. Roger Federer took the title off Sampras. Yeah. We may have felt, okay, Alcaraz haven't won the last slam. Maybe he would naturally just continue from then on. But we saw Novak come good at the last ATP Masters. And it tells you that he's not going to rest anytime soon, and we are going to enjoy that duopoly.
Okay, Theo, so after you've seen him, Theo is here. Theo, I don't know. Briefly, we'll touch this later. But what is really going on in Spain?
In fact, first of all, good afternoon. the drama is at an all-new high right now. The Spanish FA chairman talking about Rubiales. In your intro, you basically talked about his rise, which was nothing short of what we want to see for any footballer. You know, obviously I played represented different clubs in Spain, and going on to head the Players Union, and then leaving that post, I think, sometime in 2017, and then becoming the Spanish FA chairman. He stood behind Vidal when it was time for the World Cup, even after quite a number of the players in the national team said they didn't want him there anymore, you know, and he backed him, and they went all the way, and they won the World Cup. But his antics afterwards now became something that the whole world is talking about, and even FIFA now has gotten involved, giving him a 90-day ban. We saw what happened when he was in the VIP box, where he grabbed himself, you know, and all of that. And then the antics afterwards, when they were presenting the medals, hugging players, kissing players, are women, for crying out loud. And there are a lot of things that you want to do. Exactly, that's it right there on your screen. The drama that unfolded after this scene has been nothing short of, I don't just understand. And right now, the entire Spain, the whole of Spain is, they're saying they don't want him anymore. Quite a number of the players, both men and women now, not just the women, you know, and even the Players Union that he once used to head have come out to say, man, Mr. Man, we don't want you here. Even the Spanish government has gotten involved, and we only wait to see how this thing will pan out. But for now, it's not really looking well for the Spanish chief.
We have to look at it.
I think we can watch. We watch that video over and over again. In fact, the goalkeeper almost, you know, fell, if you know, pushed it down.
Because what I feel really happened was the fact that this was a team that was not expected to do as well, especially because of the fact that some of the bigger players in that team did not eventually join them.
Yes.
So they were
13 of them.
They were too excited. So now we're talking about, okay, managing your emotions. We've seen clearly that the head of the team had not shown appropriate behavior by what he had done. So he's got to go for it, really. He's fighting for his life. He's fighting what he thinks is his right. But when you consider the fact that, let's contextualize it. If it happens in Nigeria, how would we feel?
Also, I think we also have to look at his press conference as well. At his press conference, yes, he said, okay, probably he shouldn't have. He was excited and he acted on impulse, like Jimmy rightly put it. But at the same time, he was defiant. Not in the midst of everything that is happening, your emotions that got you there in the first place, find a way to put it in check.
What's the hallmark of leadership?
There was this referee who was officiating a game.
Okay.
And when a goal was scored, he started celebrating. He was celebrating the goal. Yeah. And people now said, oh, how can a referee be celebrating a goal? Yeah. So the association now, you know, queried him. Okay. And they said he took the right decision. There was an infringement. Yeah. You know, on the build-up to that. Okay. They fouled the team. Okay. So, but he now, since they had, instead of blowing,
the advantage,
he now gave them advantage. Yeah. So when they got advantage, and then they now went to score, so he was so excited, he made the right decision. If he had stopped play, probably this wouldn't have scored. And then I went back and checked actually that he had, you know, he would have even just, you know, whistled and said, okay, give a free kick to the team. But he allowed the game to go, and that was the thing. So Rubiales, in the same context, September last year, 12 of the 15 members of the team wrote to the FA, wrote to him, who is his head, and said, we do not want Viola, the manager, to take us to the World Cup. We don't like his ways, we don't like his pattern, we're having mental issues and stuff like that. But they said, okay, if you guys don't want to go, then you stay behind. I am standing with the coach.
Firm leadership.
You understand? I'm standing with him. So the coach now went there, get new players. Yeah. Out of those 15, only three. Putellas and only 3 of them joined. So he now got a new team. And that new team did not just go to the World Cup, but won the World Cup. So basically, here we are, himself and the players excited. I totally agree with you. His actions were inappropriate. Yeah. But we're looking at the background. We're looking at the build-up. We're looking at the mouse saying, look, I have done this.
There's a backstory.
And then we don't know whether it was true or not, because he did say, after the hug, he asked, he said, a kiss, And she said yes. I don't know how. I don't know.
But Ken, that looks like it's become fiction, really, because if you look at it critically, I don't think there was that moment where you would have asked, should I do this?
No, you see, a kiss, I don't know. What I'm saying is, like we're saying, we watch the video over and over and over again. And I mean, he hugged some, he carried some hugged him. There was
what was he looking for? Hugging some, carrying some?
I think that he's I think he's 46 or 46, so. Yeah. He's 46. Yeah. Some of these ladies are also in their late 30s or early whatever. But like I said, probably they're kind of a camaraderie, but he would have done that with men. Exactly. If it were boys, that were, of course, that's inappropriate too. You would have kissed a man. But you understand? I wouldn't know. But then when we open the lines for you guys who are watching and those who want to join this show, you let us know. I mean, was his actions inappropriate? Should it go? I mean, understand. FIFA has suspended him. The Spanish government said enough is enough. Like Tobi pointed out, 81 players, including all 23 that went to the World Cup. The ones he kissed and the ones he did not kiss. Guy, it's time for you to go. Yeah. But like we said, also look at his background. He was the former president of the Spanish Players Union. He was there for 7 good years fighting for the welfare of the players.
Both male and female.
You know, both male and female. He has been there. So it will be unfortunate for him. Like I said, you have to pay. I mean, for whatever you do, whether you did it intentionally or unintentionally. If it is inappropriate, and FIFA said what you have done is offense ethics, offense whatever the game stands for, then you have to take a walk. So if you do the crime, what do you see?
You do the time.
You do the time. So, so that is that. But then let's come back to the World Athletics Champion. Jimmy.
Wow.
Jimmy.
Wow. in fact, this particular competition is one that that shown up a lot of intrigues, a lot of intriguing moments for us, because you look at it, starting from Tobi Amusan, or let's say it's a Brume, we actually expected a lot from her. It didn't happen. I mean, fine, she will always regroup. Before the competition, she was actually ranked world number 7. Tobi was ranked world number 1. Unfortunately, Ese couldn't make it. She missed the podium. That's fine. Tobi, despite the fact that, yes, she had the suspension lifted, we have to be happy that at least she actually did make the final. She didn't show progression in the races. But what she showed was, look, regardless of the adversity, yes, I'm able to, race against. And I think she'll be a lot more freer at this point in time. It's not, if you look at it, a lot of people were looking at the times. And we also did look at the times.
Yeah, we did.
Because we were particular about progression. Yeah. Daniel Williams was 8th in the semi-final, the one that won after 8 years. Yeah. She was 8th in the semis. She had the 8th fastest time in the semis of all the finalists. But after 8 years, she came back to win the gold medal. She had, I mean, against a packed field of Niali, Camacho Queen, Nugent, Tobi herself, she did fantastically well, having to win that particular race. Maybe the world record was not really going to be threatened, but Tobi herself, she looked psychologically drained. At a point in time, it looked like she was even giving remarks to journalists, talking about journalists, talking to a journalist in a way that seemed a little bit harsh. But right now, I'm sure she will regroup and get more professional with her craft, which is the most important thing. Now, there's also another set of guidelines that have been released by WADA, guiding what these athletes are supposed to do. When you are a professional on the Adams platform, there are certain things you need to get a team. I heard Darius talk about, well, maybe it's not the most important thing, but right now it is absolutely important. When you are approaching that stage where you get to be placed on the Adams platform, I looked at it, there were like 60-something pages. Before you can even assimilate everything there, it's going to be hard. So you need a team that will guide whatever you do with your craft. So that's for the local part. Oh, the international part, you talked about the Jamaicans. Me, I don't understand, because for the 4x100 relay for the ladies, I was shocked that Ellen Thompson-Nira was actually, sidelined for that final. Having run the 8, she did well enough. But the Americans, led by
Shakari.
Richardson. I don't know, maybe Richardson and Noah Lyles, they are trying to replace Bolt. We talked about boxing being boring.
Yeah.
Right now, you can't really say that about athletics
at all.
because of the fact that we have a Shakari. When she talks, you know this one, she knows sense.
Okay, I'm being told that Daff is joining us. We call it the Big Daff. He's right there in London. And then this is his time. So because Daffy is one of the football enthusiasts who is, I tell you this, I marvel at how he gets it. Sometimes he drops it before it happens. And or when it just happening, Daffy drops it. How our players are moving. Nobody, this guy is the perfect tracker. So when we track Daffy, you know, we're already tracking, you understand? We're already tracking the players. The Big Daff, how are you? Daffy Otite is joining us right there from London. Hello, Daffy.
Hey Ken, how are you? I'm fine. No, thank you for having me on board, and good afternoon, everybody, wherever you are watching in the world.
Yes, a few more days and the transfer window, FIFA will say, bing, they were counting it, bing, 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 before the last day.
Everybody pin where they did.
Everybody say where they did. So how is it going to look? How has it been like for Nigerian players, you know, this season? Which has been the big moves? Which have been the promising moves? Which have been the disappointing moves? Which have been the moves that were supposed to move and they didn't go? But let us have your take overall of the Nigerian movement, Nigerian players during this transfer window.
You know, I've been following the transfers for the whole of the window. There have been a lot of positive moves, a lot of moves from lower leagues to bigger leagues. If I went through about 30 to 40 moves, but wow. I'm not going to bring all of them onto this program. I'll focus on our Super Eagles, our up-and-coming players, and those players who have made very positive moves.
Okay.
Because otherwise, the program will finish.
Now, so okay. So let us start. Which are the ones you consider the big moves first? Which are the ones you consider the big moves?
The biggest move of the window so far is Samuel Chukwueze from Villarreal to AC Milan.
Okay.
Samuel has been with Villarreal for several years. He started from their B team to their from their under-19 to their B team to their senior team. They've been dabbling in and out of the Europa League. He's been doing very well. He nailed down a starting spot with them, despite changing quite a few managers over time. Now he has moved from Spain to Italy to a team that expects to play in the Champions League every single year. AC Milan, they won the league title a few years ago. They tend to go from first to sixth over the last, say, 5, 6, 7 years. They've never gone below sixth in the table. The first 4 in Italy qualify for the Champions League. So we should be seeing him regularly in the Champions League now. And playing against him.
Let me ask you this. His style of play, of course, I mean, there's kind of a similarity between the Spanish league and then the Serie A. But don't you think probably if he had gone to England, would he have been able to express himself, you know, run rings around the defenders?
No, at the end of the day, whenever you change countries, the leagues are pretty different. In Spain, there were 2 main teams, or maybe 3. You got Barcelona, Atletico, and Real Madrid. They expect, those 3 expect to win. And then everybody else is playing catch-up. When you go to Italy, you have like 6 or 7 massive teams. You have the 2 Milan teams, you have Juventus, you have Lazio, you have Napoli, you have... So it's going to be a lot tougher. And don't forget, in Spain is a more attacking game. In Italy is a more defensive game. So he's going to find it very, I won't say difficult to adapt, but he's going to have to adapt very, very quickly if he's to tie down a starting spot in that team.
Okay. All right. So go on. Who's next?
The next big move, Victor Boniface from Union Saint-Gilloise is in Belgium. He's moved up to the Bundesliga, Bayer Leverkusen, and he's working wonders there. He's one of the top scorers in the league already. There's been little or no adaptation. He's just come in there and continued to do what he was doing in Belgium. I mean, he's gone from, again, a Europa League and Europa Conference League side to to one that is going to be challenging for the Champions League. So that's another big move for the young man who was playing under 20 for us a few years ago.
Okay, you are staying with us till the end of the show, if it's okay by you. But we want to go on a very short break now. When we'll come back, the house at Duffy, and we'll also open the lines so that you let us know what your takes are on some of the questions we are going to ask you. But then the first one we've asked you is, should Rubiales go or stay? When we open the lines, we shall hear from you. Stay with us. Give me the North Arc. 100 meters, 200 meters, 4x1. We want to go back to 1936 when Jesse did it. Jesse Owen only added a long jump. Somebody added the long jump, but that guy did it at influence of drug. I tell you, the excitement that you see, you just saw it there, you know, and I like athletes that, you know, embodies everything. I mean, for you know, Shakari, there is no holding anything back. There is no holding anything back. She missed going to Tokyo. Of course, you know, she's from Jamaica.
They said she was smoking something. Yeah. That marijuana, nobody's talking about it.
So you got this marijuana thing, and because of that one, you know, she couldn't go there. She endured, but right now, you know, at the World Championship, she's back, and she had. They're also getting this rivalry like myself and Jimmy. Jimmy always teasing me. I don't know why. And then you know, there is Shakari. And there is Sherika. So it is Sherry versus Sha. Sure, you understand? I know. That is still that I will still come back to you. And I know you are going to be with us. And then I wish I also open this slides like you were saying. But then you saw Lyles. There is Duplantis. He tore the field away. Well, there was a time when Sajid Booker was doing it. I was like, who is there? But right now, here is, you know, Duplantis. And he just go there with it. He's looking at this, he has this face that looks like this former Arsenal player. This former Arsenal player that went to Turkey. The German.
Ozil.
Ozil. Mesut.
Yeah,
Ozil.
Yeah,
I mean, there is a canny resemblance, you know, with his eyes, where the Duplantis look, and the way Ozil
always decimating the field leaves us excited. You know, most times we like the underdog story, but Duplantis are shown. Forget underdog. Me, I'm overdog. Forget underdog. Me, I'm overdog.
I just want to use this opportunity to say something that has to do with our own Tobi Amusan. Yes. Please. There are certain things we take in Nigeria. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to generalize. Yeah. But we'll look at conspiracy theories. Nobody is after Tobi because Tobi is a Nigerian. At all. They are trying to clean up, you know, the circuit. They want to clean it up. I mean, a lot of drugs, a lot of things are going on, and Nigeria has been stained. We know it. But not only Nigeria, America, Kenya, it is everywhere. It's just special Christian Coleman. Yeah. Christian Coleman is in America. He missed 3 drug tests, and they suspended him. Yes. They suspended him. They now found out that, okay, one of those drugs, they said he was missed, that he was test that he was around. Exactly. He said, use my GPS to find out if I was there or not. So now found out, they checked through all those to use the evidence, and I found out, oh, actually, Christian Coleman was there. So they obtained it. Another lady again, Gabby Williams. Gabby Thomas also had the same issue. They found out, you know, they suspended her for 3 missed tests. She now gave evidence that's Gabby Thomas. Yeah. They now gave evidence. I said, look, in one of these ones, I was available, so you couldn't track me. It wasn't my fault. They reviewed it and they obtained it. So nobody, you see, what we should be doing is tell ourselves the truth. Look at the mirror. I said, Tobi, you are our star. You are our athlete. You are, you know what? You need to have a management team. Yes. This is carelessness. You shouldn't fall into this. You're not talking about 1 test. You're talking about 2, 3. You understand? And then it now smells your name. You want to say it is just carelessness on her part. But this conspiracy theory thing is no. Let us not go there.
You should not even try the risk.
You understand? Because we are not encouraging people to do that which they know. When you know you are wrong, spank them a little and tell them, look, don't do this next time. Come back and do it right. We want Tobi to rule the world. She has worked hard. She has done everything. But let us not go this route of trying, trying to sell it. Go over there and do your research. I've just told about Christian Coleman. We've just told you about Gabby Thomas. Go and check. It happened to them, and that is what it is. So before we go to meet Daffy, let's look at it. Which is to let me come to Catalan. Catalan, which has been the biggest transfer this season? Is it the GOAT taking on MLS, or is it Jude Bellingham? I mean, turning. You know what? He's wearing jersey number 5 at Real Madrid. He tells you about who know, you know who Zidane, Zidane's shirt, and then there is this also monster, this spending the money, making football so beautiful at the Saudi Arabians. I mean, Saudi Arabian Pro League. So, which is your take? Is it the Saudi signings? Is it Jude Bellingham? Or is it Messi turning MLS into what? I mean, we've never seen things like that.
This one is loud. This one is loud. But if you ask me personally, you know what I would say.
Your professional mind. Not your Catalan mind.
Everybody, players are moving to Saudi now, and we all know why they are moving to Saudi. Yes, they're going to make their football big at this rate. Bringing players, they're giving them outrageous sums of money to come and play. But at the same time, in a season whereby we've seen the British record transfer broken, when Chelsea signed Caicedo, we've seen over £1 billion, I think, has been spent so far in England this season. And quite a number of these players are yet to justify that price tag. I saw Declan Rice play for Arsenal again yesterday, and truth be told, I wasn't impressed. They're talking about Jude Bellingham.
You didn't see Caicedo?
No, well, at least Chelsea won. at least Chelsea won. But I've watched all 3 games of Real Madrid this season, and I remember when Real Madrid first signed Luka Modric, and in his first season he was rated the worst signing ever in the La Liga. Himself alongside Alex Song. But look at
Alex Song.
Yeah, but look at Jude Bellingham right now. Bellingham has scored 4 goals for Madrid already. The same amount of goals, the same number of goals that Eden Hazard scored in his entire career for Real Madrid. No, it is what it is. Because
we're opening the lines now. I don't know if my director will allow. We're opening the lines. What you guys will join is, and what is your greatest signing for this season? Should Rubiales go? I want your take on the Athletics Championship. Look, without your engagement, we are nothing. We want to be part of this. And then let's go to Daffy. Let's go to Daffy. Daffy. Okay, take it from where he stopped, which has, before you come back to Nigeria, you also look at the world stage. Just take it to the context. Yes, let's hear you.
Well, let me start with our man in Saudi, Odion Igalo. He's now playing for his 3rd team in Saudi. He's been in Saudi Arabia since 2021. He's played for Al Shabab, he's played for now he's playing for Al Weda. So, do we say he's a trailblazer? He opened the road for even the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo. But let me rattle through. We have, I'll look at our Super Eagles or players who are close to or aspiring to represent us in Super Eagles. So we have Bruno Onyema. He was with Firenze. He was loaned to Boavista. He has now been confirmed a permanent player with Boavista in the Portuguese Premier League. We have Nathan Teller. He was just announced today, Southampton player.
Who?
Nathan Teller.
Nathan Teller, okay. Yeah.
He's been playing for Burnley last year on loan from Southampton. He returned to Southampton. He has now joined Victor Boniface at Bayer Leverkusen. 20 million deal over 5 years.
Wow.
So that's a step up. The 2 that went to Glasgow Rangers, Ciro Dessas from Cremonese in Italy, they got relegated, and Leon Balogun from QPR. So they've both gone from the 2nd division to Glasgow Rangers, another side that is heading for Champions League football. Kelechi Nwakali went from Ponferradina in Spain, 2nd division, to the Portuguese 1st division, GD Chavez. Maduka Okoye, only a couple of days ago, he had a rough time at Watford, after his heroics in Netherlands. Signed for Udinese in the Italian Serie A. Calvin Bassey had a rough time as well at Ajax. His performances weren't too bad, but he had to try and win the fans. That battle was ongoing, but he's left the Netherlands for the English Premier League, now with Fulham. Ola Aino left Serie A, Serie A, Torino, is now joined Taiwo Awoniyi at Nottingham Forest in the English Premier League. Kenneth Omeru from the second division Leganese, where he was one of the senior players, he's gone to the Turkish Premier League, Kasim Pasa. William Truss Ekong from Watford in the English Championship, on to PAOK in Greece. Chuba Akpom, Middlesbrough, top scorer in the English Championship last season, moved from Middlesbrough to Dutch giants Ajax. Chidera Ejuke, who's contract in Moscow, moved to Hertha Berlin, now signed for the Belgian double champions, Antwerp, Royal Antwerp in Belgium.
In Belgium, okay, hold it there. Okay, only there. Let's take our caller. Maybe he has a question for you too. Hello, Tokwe. Hello, Tokwe.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, go on, Tokwe.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone in the studio.
Yeah, good afternoon. Kill the volume. Kill the volume of your telly. Tokwe, kill the volume of your telly.
Already. The volume is down already.
Go on. All right, go on.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, good afternoon to everyone in the studio.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I think I didn't go to church today, and then you guys have actually been entertaining me, most especially Mr. Odafe. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Odafe can hear you.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
I must confess, I really love his analysis, talking about the players who have moved from some lower leagues to the bigger league. I think for me, Chukwueze is going to do fine in AC Milan. And then initially, I'm a Chelsea fan. I must confess, I was a bit scared for the amount of bought Caicedo. And then I was actually thinking this guy should give us the best of a show come this season. But unfortunately, the first match, he calls the penalty, he has some miss, and then I was actually thinking that was going to, affect his, emotions and the likes of them. And wow, he came into the second game and the guy was all over the pitch. So I think it's not yet time for us to write off Caicedo as well as Rice. I think there's, a lot of big surprises for this guy as far as this season is concerned. Yeah.
Okay. Which has been your best signing this season, apart from Chelsea?
Apart from Chelsea, I think my best signing is Bellingham. Yes, for Madrid.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Tokwe just told us his best signing. You're not surprised. Why?
Whether I really like that guy. Because the average gunner right now, most will feel it's not really been impactful.
Okay.
So that's why I would have loved to ask, especially because of the fact that Havertz used to be a Chelsea player.
Probably before the end of the season.
Why do you want to ask a Chelsea fan?
Maybe he's delighted that at least they let him go.
They sold Havertz, they didn't sell his manual.
Because I mean, I look at Havertz, I think that Arteta trying to accommodate him, making funny tactical switches. You are playing Partey
on the right.
I mean, you are not Pep, for crying out loud. We used to say Pep overthinks it and all that, but right now we're seeing something that is, the average football fan can see that it's not working for you. Because Ben White and Saka, they used to have this fantastic partnership. Right now, that partnership is being sacrificed.
Jimmy, let's take it from there. Yesterday it was Arsenal 2, Fulham 2.
Okay. Why did It is well.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
You are dropping receipts again.
I see what you did there.
You are dropping receipts again.
Yesterday it was Arsenal too. Okay, can we see if we can get those, the results for yesterday? What happened in the league? Yes, like I said, I don't like repeating myself. Yesterday it was Arsenal. Okay, that's the first result.
Arsenal
to Fulham.
It's all draw with Fulham.
Yeah.
Manchester United luckily escaping.
I love that.
Luckily escaping because I wouldn't you would have taught them a lesson yesterday, but they came good. 3-2 win over Nottingham Forest. Bournemouth losing at home to Tottenham, who seem to be coping well without their star man Harry Kane, home up to Bayern Munich. Brentford playing 1-0 draw with Crystal Palace. Everton, whom I think will be relegated this season at this rate, losing at home.
And he will be injured.
Yeah, it will be. He's probably going to be out for about 3 weeks. Losing at home against Wolverhampton Wanderers. And the game that actually shocked me yesterday.
Yes.
Brighton, West Ham. I saw that game from beginning to the end, and I think Brighton had a chance, but unfortunately that West Ham goalkeeper wasn't having it. But then this was on, I think on Friday. Show. Yes, Caicedo coming good. Raheem Sterling providing 2 goals, and I think an assist that day. Jackson scoring his first goal for Chelsea.
A game that I've seen people compare Jackson with Drogba.
Yeah,
it is well.
Yeah. I read that. Somebody said when Drogba first came, he was just number 15. He first scored it was against a promoted team, and so we are seeing now Drogba coming. I like these conjectures. I like someone just sit out somewhere.
And just come up with all of this.
So Nicolas Jackson is the next Didier Drogba. He's also from a French-speaking, African country, and then he's also went to Stamford Bridge. So I think the guy, so he pops up. I've seen some of his goals. He's active in that final, in the box, like a fox in the box, and then he gets
something that they were lacking with Havertz, and they rightly let him go for it, and some people went and picked him up. But time will tell.
Okay, let's go to the French league. Mbappe, the Mbappe saga. Has it finally announced? And then that he's trying to he's got a brace yesterday.
He's trying to tell the world that yes, he loves the club. Yes, scoring a brace, showing that he's once again happy playing football. I think is very important. You have to be happy where you are, strutting your stuff and scoring that brace. Telling the whole world that he's staying at PSG, new talks about contractual talks on the way, and I think it's good to see.
Do you think it's coincidental that the day that Neymar was announced at Al Hilal?
Now, that's where I'm going. I actually do feel that Mbappe loves to be this mega duper star, the number one, the numero uno, because
I use the presence of Messi and Neymar kind of stifled.
So Neymar having left actually enabled Mbappe. I mean,
it might be like exactly like conspiracy theory, but
he loves to be the number one.
The day Neymar was announced, that was the day it seemed like all the negatives surrounding Mbappe and PSG all of a sudden just reduced, and then we started seeing. See, I don't think scoring goals has ever been a problem.
I never actually looked at it from that particular.
Because almost every single South American, barring I think Marquinhos, has left the club, and there were talks last season that probably he wasn't too comfortable with some of the Argentines and the Brazilians within the team,
Okay, let's go to Jos. Mohammed is with us there. Hello, Mohammed.
Hello, good afternoon, Ken.
Good afternoon, Mohammed. How are you?
I'm good afternoon to you, just in the studio.
Thank you.
I'm fine, long time. It's been years.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to talk about that. I want to start by commending you. Okay. I love the way you analyze this issue of Tobi Amusan. One thing with Nigeria are too emotional and sentimental. I have been in one platform. If you see how people are find the drugs in charge.
Mohammed, please kill your telly, sir. Kill the volume of your telly. Or just stay away from the telly so that we can hear you loud and clear.
Kill it.
Go on. Okay.
I'm off it since.
Just kill the volume. It's okay. Let's hear you.
Okay, I say I love the way you analyze this issue of Tobi Amusan.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, we are too emotional and sentimental. If you see people who are fighting just in charge, that suspended as what did they used to call them?
Christian Coleman and Gabby Thomas.
Yes, if you see people who are fighting them.
No, I mean, they too had the same issue that Tobi had, and they also overturned them when they now found out actually out of one of those mistakes it wasn't their fault. You have to have 3 before it can be done. That's why it overturned. In fact, even in Tobi case, the AIU athletic unit are even saying that they may go over there and still appeal. Okay. I said they may appeal because they feel that if Tobi gets away with this, it will be difficult for them.
Yeah,
to ban or you set a precedent for them. It will make things difficult. But they've not actually, given us the whole details of what actually, how they arrive, what the majority decision.
But the head of AIU is not happy. Butler is not happy about it, and they say they're going to review and probably challenge it.
Okay, so that is just the thing. But we do hope that yes, let's AIU, let's put this behind us. Men are free to be shake and run and get our team together. And I believe that is what it is. It is just a question of disclosing where you are. I don't see. So have people to do that for you. Every day they want to know where you are. You are paying somebody in your team to do that. So it is not your business. Tobi, you should be there. This is what we told them. So if you are to change, okay, it's not as a composer you should be there. If you are to change, you let them know that I won't be there. Inform them so that they will not go there and not see you. We are going on a short break. When we come back, Dafe is still there in London. The lines are still open, and it is a channel spot on Sunday. You stay with us.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together one more time for the three medalists.
Set.
Jeez. When I was running, oh my God. No. You see, sometimes when I tell you things, you just think as I'm just saying it. I actually did 1,500 meters. That was my specialty. I've told you before.
Okay.
I told you before. Endurance.
Okay.
Where is in the house? Where is just join us?
Thanks, Ken, for having me, and happy Sunday to our viewers. We just saw the Ark of Noah.
The Ark of, yes.
But again, bringing it home, I think if we have to, I don't know how many years to take us if we want to construct this Formula 1 track. Because if ordinary Lagos-Ibadan track is taking eternity, so getting a Formula 1 track in Nigeria, I don't know the generation that will...
love violence.
Okay, before we go back, we'll go to London to go enjoy Dafe there. Dafe is still there, thrilling us with
maybe Dafe has an answer.
Dafe, he's just asking this. I know you're talking about football. He said, if we want to build a Formula 1 track in Nigeria, how long will it take? There is a track. There was a time, I think, around the trade fair.
Yeah.
They're trying to build a track in trade fair.
Point, yeah.
And also in Benin. There was also in Benin, there is this Nigerian group.
Okay, yeah. I think 4 years ago, that Soli was monitoring.
Yeah. But let's hear from Daffy. Daffy, I know if one. I know you Najala is all over Europe now. They waka. How many Formula One tracks have you actually visited? Have you visited anyone?
Funny enough, none. If you ask me football stadiums, I can tell you, but one track, I never go.
You never go there. Okay. Give us. Okay, now that I'm with you, let us see. We've talked about some of the best movements. Which are the promising movements, and which that you believe that yes, these ones are, like you said, Nigeria should look forward to these guys to join the national team. Maybe they'll have that experience playing there as we have. Apart from those who are playing at home.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned France and the situation with Mbappe. So I will stick out with France with Jerome Akor Adams. He was our under 20 striker, 2019 World Cup, I think. He's been in Norway. He's now moved to Montpellier, the side that John Utaka played for. He's now the top scorer in the French league. He just came straight in, no period of adjustment, and he's continued banging in goals. We also have our under-17 captain for 2019, Samson Tijani. He was out all last season with a double fracture in his leg. He's back playing for RB Salzburg. He's now on loan to Wolfsberger, and he's now on the bench. He will work his way into the team. Another one that just came out of the blue, Chukwubuike Ikwemesi, another under-20 striker for us. I think it was 2021 or so. Moved from NK Celje in Slovenia to Syria A side Salernitana. That's the same side that Simeon Wankwa plays for.
Yeah.
So that was one out of the blue. Nobody saw that coming. And then if we're looking at other players who are aspiring, Fishayo Dele Bashiru, he's the younger brother of Tom Dele Bashiru. Tom played for us on the 20 World Cup 2019. Fishayo came for that camp, but he didn't make the cut. He's the younger brother. He moved from Sheffield Wednesday in the English Championship to Hatayspor, Premier League team in Turkey. His teammate Dennis Adeniran, also at Sheffield Wednesday Championship, has gone to the Portuguese Premier League with Portimonense.
All right, you hold it there, Daffy, because we are going to Kenya.
I'm holding.
We are going to Kenya because Yomi is there. Hello, Yomi. Yomi, how are you?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello, Daffy. Hello, Channel. I was just going to talk about the Hello?
Hello, go on.
The Spanish manager.
I know that you want to hear your voice. Sorry, I shouldn't even say that. Just stay away from your telly, like I always say, or kill the volume, so that we can, there won't be interference. Okay. Yes. So
I'm thinking of the Spanish manager.
Okay, all right, go on. Yeah, go on.
It reminds me of the big boys like Bill Cosby. It reminds me of the Jimmy Savage, where they're so good at the job, but then they are sexual predators. I believe he might be sexually active with one or two of them. Okay. And that's where he puts himself. But I think because of the success, he's like, my theory works. Only the ones that can deal with my madness will be able to be in my team and achieve. I don't know. It seems like, because sometimes you think because they're sexually predators, does that mean that they're not good at something? I think that's where they are.
But but this one, he did it openly. Probably, I don't think there has been cases where people say maybe he went behind their back to do this. Maybe like what Jimmy said, maybe he was over enthusiastic or whatever. But like I said, we all agree that his action is not what is ethically in line. But if it's a predator like you were talking about it, I don't, probably we'll say, okay, maybe he is trying to go behind them to go and pressure them to do this. When the first 15 players said we are not playing for the national team, he called their bluff. So probably if he wanted, he would have used a opportunity. Okay, fine. If you still want to come back, you can do it. He said, you guys can go, and we get a new set of players. Like we said, his actions are totally inappropriate in actions. But I don't know. Well, maybe we cannot read that. I won't even fault him because we don't read whatever he has in his face. Go on, Yami.
I bet you some of those other team players will soon start to charge him once the case goes against him.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, that's just my 2 minutes, anyway. I just said I should bring that in.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I hope we keep hearing from you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay.
And then in addition, you know what they went through to get that trophy when your regulars they are not coming, and this, in spite or despite all, you still achieved you got to the zenith of world football. You can't. It's joy indescribable. When we won the Olympics, the first reaction from Kanu was to lift the referee shoulder high.
Yes.
Imagine the referee was a female.
I don't believe the same, because, you know, the world is, you know, they are intolerant. They don't look at things. It's like some people are just one way.
And if it was a serial,
look at the other side of the coin.
If it was a serial offender, there would have been several Me Too campaigns.
Yes.
Nobody has come out.
Nobody has come out to say this is what.
Well, I also think
joy of
it
the
has to do with the gender. Look at what Mason Greenwood is going through, or actually did go through United, where, you know, the advocacy group actually did say that if he was allowed to continue playing for United, I mean, look at that.
But some people have come to say, okay, fine. Mason Greenwood, alleged a victim who is now his partner that they have a child together with, dropped all charges.
Exactly.
But also the same United, Cristiano Ronaldo was accused of this. Cristiano Ronaldo, he paid for it, and then United still signed to play for whatever. So what did the same advocacy group did when they allowed Cristiano Ronaldo? When they allowed Cristiano Ronaldo to play for Manchester United and said Mason Greenwood should not be Manchester United.
So
that is what people are saying.
I think it's about the myth of the weaker sex, right? Because at the end of the day, you look at it, it's because these ladies, or this particular lady, I mean, one of the most accomplished players for Spain.
Yeah.
You know, we are talking about consent now. And definitely we know what consent means when these issues like this
Rubiales has no right to kiss a lady.
Exactly.
If the lady says, don't kiss me, he has no right.
So now that he has apologized and they are still going at him that he needs to leave. At this point, ordinarily you expect to resign. At this point, you expect to resign, because normally we say, oh, African leaders, they are sit-tight leaders and all that. But he is insisting that he's going to challenge, you know, the decision by
the FBI even said they want to prosecute her, that she lied.
What are they prosecuting, really?
They said she lied in her
what
statement.
Are they prosecuting?
The technical team, the ball resigned.
Yeah.
But the head coach is staying put because like a return loyalty, because it's too with him when those guys
when the first team players said they're not playing, he stood by.
If that incident had not happened, if that incident has not happened about 15 players boycotting, this thing would not have been overblown to this extent.
Exactly.
I think just the backlash of those 15 trying to get back at the federation.
Well, he fell into the trap anyway. Like you said, no matter how enthusiastic he was, no matter how overjoyed he was, his actions.
Because even Vilda has turned its back on him now. Yeah. The coach.
No, he made a statement because he applauded him during the conference, during the extraordinary meeting.
Okay, let's go back to Daffy. Daffy is still there. Hello, Daffy. Anyway, you don't follow Formula One because Verstappen is going for 9 in a row.
Yeah, 9 in a row.
Okay. So many talk. What is your take now? Also, okay, totally this transfer season. How has it been for Nigerian players, you know, right there in the diaspora?
It has been a very, very positive one, with most of our players making positive moves. Very few have gone down in league level, if you like. There's still a few that we're hoping on. To come. I mean, we have Iheanacho, Kelechi Iheanacho, Chidozie Awaziem, Wilfred Ndidi, Peter Etebo, Francis Uzoho, Zaidu Sanusi, Okereke David, Dennis Bonaventure.
Wow.
We're still hoping that these players can also make positive moves, Paul Onacho as well, just to put the icing on the cake. But all in all, the moves have been very, very positive, with very few players dropping down in league level. So it can only be good for Nigeria, and it can only be good for the fans and for our national team as well. I would say, if I'm to give it a grade, I would say it's almost an A. It's a B+. A few more positive moves, and we're looking at an A grade for this transfer window.
All right, thank you so much, Daffy. We're all looking forward to deadline day, and then after deadline day, of course, I will now come back to you to tell us how the teams, how the players are, rating, week by week, how they are performing in Europe. So, Daffy, Channel Sport on Sunday, and Daffy, we also said we're going to sign him for this season. We are starting Daffy this season.
That's another transfer waiting to happen.
So let's hope we can sign. Because before the deadline day, or we sign him as a free agent. So let's see how it is.
As a free agent, it's better because all the money comes to me.
The intention is to block any preemptive Saudi move.
Oba doesn't want Saudi Pro League to sign you before Channel Sport on Sunday signs you. All right, thank you so much.
Don't worry, I'll contact my agents and I'll have my people speak to your people.
All right. All right, thank you so much, Daffy.
All right, thank you for having me.
All right.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Okay, Daffy. All right, that's the big Daff, Daffy Tite, and then I tell you this: nobody tracks Nigerian players better than him. Where they are, he tells you each minute. In fact, you want to know the minute they play, where they came from, where they're going to. Look at, he read almost about 12 players who are at the verge
Are you sure nobody? We used to have a starting last Lagaba who said he tracked Nigerian players more than anybody.
Last Lagaba. Which is the lines are still open. Can still one or two calls. But then, like we said, we cannot go. Charity doesn't come from abroad. Bendel Insurance.
Great to see them.
They moved into the
alongside Rivers United.
Alongside Rivers United,
qualified for the next round.
The next round, that is for the Confederation
Cup. 1-0 here, 1-0 over there. Penalty shootout. 4-3. 4-3.
Yeah.
And it was great to see. And we hope that Remo Stars and Enyimba, Remo also will be hosting. Maidama, a team that has been very, very bad on the road. Most Ghanaian teams are not good on the road. The past 10 matches they have played on the road, they have lost 7 times, drawn only 2.
So,
I think that we will comprehensively defeat them right here in Ikene. And I also think Enyimba, yes, there's a lot of inspiration. Benghazi.
Benghazi,
They had shaky defending, sloppy defending the last time around.
Where they conceded 4 goals, but they scored
4 goals, but they scored 3. So it shows that they can score, but they now have to, defensive solidity must be that watchword.
That's the new #1 supporter of Better Insurance.
He has always been.
He's been the #1.
No.
He's always been delegating to number 2.
Okay, delegating to number 2.
So the #1.
Because we are used to seeing the deputy governor.
No, he's on vacation. So.
He's on vacation.
Okay, deputy governor is on vacation.
But the players are not on vacation. That's the most important thing.
All right. We hope he comes back, and then let's see what is going to happen. But I love this. I love the governor in the colors of Better Insurance. Exactly. I love his team in the color of Better Insurance. I want to see when Insurance is playing. This yellow is not enough. The whole of Obe Stadium, I mean, should be, let us say, in the next 2 years, or maybe before, you understand, let us start gradually.
That's the area of merchandising. Very important.
Probably they can tie down, of course, the governor makes the gate fee free.
Yeah.
We can also now monetize by maybe giving them the jerseys. But I would prefer them to buy the jerseys.
Buy
the jersey to make money for the club. If you are coming to watch this for free to feel about, at least provide. I know how things are, but for the sport fans, you can't buy a Better Insurance jersey. Turn Ogbe Stadium yellow. Turn Ranger Stadium white. Turn where we are. They said we should go. I don't know why you guys
turn Adama Sigba Lekon Salami to blue.
Turn Adama Sigba blue. Enyimba is blue. There are a lot of blues. Rivers United is blue. All right, we are going.
Well, this is a clamor for the NFF to do things the right way. We've also seen that
Pesero
and Waldron, we are seeing again that there's a communication deficit where you are having rumors fly around They have been
But
sad.
they have the money, $70,000, not be small thing.
But at least communicate.
Okay, communicate.
Ken,
communicate.
We have Olympic qualifiers against Ethiopia in October, okay. So I think we should settle the issue of the coaching team.
All right. The Olympic qualifiers are coming. Of course, the Guava Kalu stepped in. They have the money. We have the team that
That's another funny issue.
Well, all right. I'm Ken Ochenogo. We'll come back next week. I drop the pen. Have a very blessed Sunday.